A very good Monday morning to everyone out there. Hope everyone enjoyed the weekend, albeit a hot and steamy one. Leonard Hampton in the driver's seat here with you to bring you your weather or night forecast, courtesy of On Target. We've got high pressure that's cemented itself across the eastern tier of the United States. You can see these areas of high pressure over here just east of the state of Kentucky. We got these clouds and a cold front that's locked up over here across the Great Plains. It's going to remain there, folks, with these areas of high pressure, both at the surface and in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, keeping this heat dome intact over top of us, and that's going to result in prolonged periods of heat advisories well up into the triple digits, unfortunately. We can get a look here across the region, starting off with our D93 sky cam overlooking downtown Bowling Green. Crystal clear skies, got a few little wispy clouds there. Maybe if we have any luck, we'll get a little bit more cloud cover here as we work throughout the day. That will bring us a little bit of relief. Keep your fingers crossed. Morgantown sky cam. You can see the haziness and the mugginess in the atmosphere, folks. You see mosquitoes floating around. They'll probably have snorkels on today. With where those dew points are going to be, we're expecting dew points to rise all the way up between the mid and upper 70s. Yuck, right? Let's get a look out there at the current scene, shall we? We'll take a look at the current readings. We have both temperatures and dew points that are already located somewhere around the low and mid 70s. Folks, we're going to be taking real-time readings on the thermometers well up into the 90s. Will be right around the 95-degree mark, but with dew points in the mid and upper 70s. We're going to have temperatures or heat indices well up and into the triple digits. So let's take a look at what's causing this nonsense, and it all starts off with the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. We can take a look over here and we can give you a breakdown of what we're looking at, and it's really just in regards to this large expanding mid and upper level ridge. This heat dome is going to stay locked in here for the foreseeable future. Now, folks, we might have a stray shower or storm that'll develop each afternoon. We've been seeing that occur here over the past few days. This is pretty much going to be a carbon copy, very typical of summer-like forecast for the entirety of this week. Let's get a look here at the short-term model guidance. First and foremost, our heat indices as we work throughout the day. And take a look. By 9 a.m., we're going to have heat indices already around the 90-degree mark. And then we're going to roll into lunchtime. We're going to exceed the 100-degree mark. And we get into the peak heating of this afternoon, and we are anticipating heat indices in the 100 to 110-degree range. If you are going to be outside for extended periods of time, please take the necessary precautions. Reapply the sunscreen as necessary. Have your rehydration beverages on tap, whether that be any sort of electrolyte mixes, plain Jane water, whatever it might be. If you're going to be out there, folks, you're going to need it. We work throughout the overnight. We'll have temperatures fall back down to right around the mid-70s, and then very quickly, again throughout our Tuesday, again in the 100 to 110 degree range during the afternoon. And then we get into our Wednesday, folks. It's going to be the same song and dance. You get the idea. This is pretty much what we're going to see here over the course of the next week. Now, not only will we have to deal with the intense heat and humidity, but with so much instability and heating within the atmosphere, we can have some sporadic diurnal thunderstorms that get going as well. We can see that blatantly here as we work into the peak heating of this afternoon. Bam! We reach our convective temperatures. You can take it with a grain of salt, folks. These things could sporadically pop up anywhere. We don't have any shear, that is the change of wind speed and direction with height, in order to organize the storm, so those storms will blow up. The updraft will eventually, or the downdraft will cut off the updraft. Then that storm or those showers will collapse on top of themselves, meandering there. We've seen this happen over the past few days, folks. It's going to be identical to what we've been experiencing. And you can pretty much write that down here throughout the remainder of the week. Now, we'll be keeping our eyes right into this Saturday time frame. We might, keep your fingers crossed, have a cold front that's going to work through here. We'll wait till we get a little bit closer to time to nail that down for sure. But we would love to get somewhat of a cold front through here to provide somewhat of a relief, and if we have any chance, folks, it'll be late in the work week on into the weekend with a few more pop-up storm chances to come along with that as well, all right? Let's jump over here and let's talk about the latest weather story. And we'll give you the full breakdown. But folks, you can see here, we have got the heat advisory that is currently in place throughout the entirety of today, all the way through Tuesday. Would not be surprised at all. Actually, I would expect the heat advisory to get extended at least into Wednesday and Thursday with what the current models are showing. You can see here, folks, the heat advisory. Look at the triple-digit heat indices pretty much across the board with the heat index forecast right there on the right side of the graphic. So please be aware of that. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast. Despite it not being on the icons, folks, we got an isolated pop-up storm chance each and every day. Outside of that, the vast majority of us locked in underneath that big ball of fire. It's going to be extraordinarily hot, extraordinarily sultry, with highs each afternoon in the mid-90s. Dew points in the mid and upper 70s is going to give us triple-digit heat indices basically each and every afternoon, at least through the Friday time frame. You will note there, Friday into Saturday, we get that cold front that's approaching out of the north and west. They got a 30% chance of those meandering storms there and rain showers. Hopefully that comes to fruition for us. Folks, that's going to wrap up your Monday morning weather or not forecast, brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Please take the necessary precautions regarding the intense heat and humidity. You all have a blessed start to the new work week.